Hello, I'm Dr. Gareth Moore and welcome to day 19 of my Solve the Exit the Game Advent Calendar, the Intergalactic Race. We'll start, as we always do, by having a look at the story for today, see what's going on. So it says, you've left the Yeti's ice planet behind you and are now much closer to the gas station. Shortly before you get there, green, red and blue laser beams suddenly flash through the air. You're being shot at. Hold on, Claus shouts. He tries to steer the spaceship through the beams with a wild evasive manoeuvre. Unfortunately, without success, one of the lasers hits the back of your ship. All the control diodes flicker briefly, but then there is a horrendous noise, as if the batteries are being ripped out of a robot droid in full operation. Well, that's quite a simile. Then all the lights go out. Damn and blast! Claus exclaims. Total engine failure! Cursing softly, he pulls something out of the tangled cables under the control stick and hands it to you in the dim light coming from outside. Here, take the motherboard. I'm afraid it's pretty much ruined. We'll probably have to short out a few things to get it working again. I saw a note lying around somewhere with technical tips. It will definitely help you. Technical tips? You hold the scorched motherboard in your hands and wonder whether it will still be of much use. On the other hand, short-circuiting contacts on the motherboard and following instructions sounds plausible. You've done more complicated things in this race. Please turn the page and now open door 19, behind which you will find two riddle cards, R1 and R2. We haven't had a strange item for a couple of days, so I'm missing those. Alright, and it'd be remiss of me not to point out the fairly obvious fact that there are green and red colours on here. I don't think there's anything on the back. It doesn't refer to anything on the back. But there most certainly is something on the back. Did it say there was something on the back? Did I not read that properly? Oh, turn the page. Okay, yeah, I just completely missed that somehow. Right, okay, so we have a circuit board, clearly. And the circuit board has got various colours on it. And some stars, and rectangles, and rounded rectangles, and little plus shapes, and all bits and pieces. They sound a little bit like sweets, some of them, don't they? And it also, interestingly, suggests cutting it out. And immediately I wonder why I need to cut it out. Does it need to be an exact size for something to fit on the calendar? But if so, where? I'm sure perhaps all will become clear when we have a look in the calendar. Right, so yesterday we discovered that door 19 was here at the bottom right. Okay, let's have a look and see what's inside that room. Okay, we're expecting two riddle cards, aren't we? There they are. And, well, I'm not sure if what's in the room is relevant or not, but let's have a look at the riddle cards first. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I can see why we're cutting it out. There's quite a lot of, I was going to say folding, but you can't possibly be folding this 16 times. That's ridiculous. So, and then just an explosion. Bang. Okay. Well, I'm guessing that in some way or another we are filling that in and we're ending up with a 3-digit number, which will tell us where our next room is. But how is that going to work? Let's have a look in the room. Maybe that will actually help us. All right, so here we are. We can see the laser beams. And of course we had that red and green mark on the calendar, although I think perhaps that's just referring to some of the shapes we've just seen anyway. There are various things firing lasers in various directions, and a blue thing with a sign which is, oh, it's the gas station it says we're going to. It's interesting that the calendar, someone pointed out in the comments, and it's a fair point, that the calendar is written in British English, except gas station is clearly an American phrase. We don't tend to say gas station in the UK. Anyway, I don't think that that's necessarily helpful, what's inside the room. So let's have a closer look at the materials. Alright, so we have this, which needs to be cut out, and on the back there are the green and red circles. And those green and red circles, are they on here? Yes, they are. They are definitely on here, because they've got that little shine on them. Everything on here is flat coloured, but the green on green and red on red, which does suggest we're folding. In which case, maybe we're just making the shapes of numbers. But what is the bang for? Maybe it's B-A-N-G? I don't understand the point of this card. But I do understand now why you might cut it out. It's to make sure when we fold it's accurate. So I guess I better cut it out, and I better do so as accurately as I can, haven't I? Alright, so it's cut out reasonably well. It occurs to me that perhaps some of the markings on here are going to mean something when we're done. I do not know the point of the bang card. I doubt we're giving that just because to amuse someone. It probably has a meaning. If I interpret this first of all as a set of folds, let's just have a look and see if that's even plausible. So we would start with blue on blue here. So I guess I'd be folding like that. And purple on purple. Where's even the purple? Here and here. Yeah, that would work. But wouldn't I end up folding a load of other stuff? Because, yeah, I'm not sure about this. Because if I did that, if I folded here, then immediately I can no longer fold the pink on pink. because it's going to be under here unless I cut here. So it could be that I'm making additional cuts. And what will be next? Red on red. That's going to be possible. And purple and white stripe here on here. How would I fold those together? I'm not quite clear what I'm doing. That's for sure. So they're labelled A to P. So another possibility is that we're not actually, I was assuming we had a sequence of instructions here, but it may be that we are perhaps selecting things from this list, and perhaps they are then going to spell something. Maybe we're spelling out the word bang, for example. Maybe I'm doing B, A, N and G and none of the others. That's an interesting idea, isn't it? Is that plausible? Could I do that? So B would be on the other side. Would be that. I'd fold it in half, wouldn't I? To put the green on the green and the red on the red. All right, so I'd start by folding that way. And once I've done that, with the A, I could fold the top half of it, and the N, yeah, I think I could conceivably fold the bottom half. And then the G, it might work. Do you know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to start by folding the bang instructions. So, green on green, red on red. That tells me to fold it in half like this, doesn't it? That's pretty clear. I mean, it may not be fold, but insomuch as ong has any physical correlation, then that's what it means. So B first, and then A, I'm going to go through left to right, why not? A is light blue on light blue and purple on purple. Well, we can actually do that very nicely by folding this like this. I'm just going to try and line it up, because it occurs to me that it might actually matter how neatly I do it. All right, then N is the yellow star onto the yellow star and the orange star onto the orange star. Okay, that's kind of, it's the opposite, isn't it, of what I've just done. I'm not sure how neat this is, but I've done my best. And then the G is, can I just do this still? Let's have a look on the back. Yeah, I can, because it's this green sort of plus almost onto itself, and this mostly dark purple and white stripe onto itself. So we're doing this. So this is very plausible that I'm doing the right thing, because as I saw when I started exploring and throwing them through in order, it was not really feasible unless I was making lots of random cuts to do this any other way. So I folded that up. And there's now two options. Am I going to unfold it and see something, or am I actually just going to look at this and see something? Because that's a 3, that's a 9, that's a 5. 9, 3, 5. That puzzle is lovely. I was so bemused by the bang to start with. I don't know why it didn't occur to me that it was selecting the letters immediately. Anyway, 9, 3, 5. So I think that's pretty sure to be correct. And now we look at the calendar and see where 9, 3, 5 takes us. We're at the door down here, and it wants us to go up left again, and then up left again. And it is a door that's unused, and it has moon, circle, and I think I moved that slightly, plus. Yeah. So there we go. We've identified where door 20 is. So let's write 20 here. And there we go. We're done for another day. Well, that was a fun puzzle. I enjoyed that. For me, a really fun exit puzzle is one where you have that immediate sense when you first look at it of, goodness, what am I doing? I don't know. But then you start to think about it, it starts to become clear, and then suddenly you have the realisation that you've actually solved the thing. And that's just a wonderful feeling. It's one of the reasons I think that Sudoku was so successful when it first came around, because the thing is, when you finish it, you get that success. You get that feeling of joy and pleasure that you finished it, filling in all the boxes, getting everything right, getting it all done. And you get the similar sensation, I feel, when you solve one of these puzzles. You've got that joy of working out what to do and knowing you were right. And it's very rewarding. Well, there we go. It's a fun calendar. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you got it yourself, let me know how you got on. If you're enjoying this solve or these solves, then you may also enjoy my other advent calendars I'm solving, and also my puzzle books would be of interest to you as well, I suspect. But otherwise, until I see you in a future video, maybe tomorrow's solve of this calendar, then all remains is for me to say take care and goodbye.